All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm Lloyd.
And I'm Natasha
With Midnight Comics. As you guys should know, rather, it's been 4 years officially now that we've been doing this. So, very excited.
Very excited.
So,
have a lot of really cool things to talk about.
A lot of awesome things. So, we're going to breeze through the first bit, kind of, because there's plenty of you guys that are new here. We do want to take you kind of through memory lane and then announce for everybody all the big and epic and awesome stuff.
Plus, memories are fun.
Plus, memories are very fun. So, without further ado, let's at least bring the screen up to where it all began. So,
4 years ago.
Right, 4 years ago, phase 1. I really like it. So freaking awesome. My bad. All right. Yeah. So like the early days, y'all saw that initial roster. Unbeloved, Admani, and The Last Day. Like that was it. That was it. Like it looked like a whole nice little.
What's that?
Right. What's that?
I mean, if you've been here, you know what it is.
You know what that is.
You know it didn't come out that first year.
No, not at all.
Or that second year.
At all. So
actually, it came out last year.
Right. Well, was it last year? Year before last. Year before last is when it came out alongside Tales 2. Yeah. So when we first started dropping stories, we had a hard time finding traditional comic book artists. So we started with the manga, The Unbeloved first. There's chapter 0. So again, just take you guys through memory lane, right? For anybody that's new here, stuff like that. So yes, the manga is what dropped first. Our awesome artist Pan that's been rocking with us since technically 2019.
Yes, because we got started before we officially started.
Right. Before we officially became Midnight Comics. So next up.
Yay, son.
And so boom. Next up we had not obviously, the next issue of The Unbeloved ended up dropping same year. So we kind of did that like really quick and back to back, huh?
So because they were done.
Right, because they just got done before we really got things moving. Oops. Sorry. All right. So there's the cover and stuff for that. Both of them were 55 pages. We were very proud and excited and all that other good stuff. But we was like, we really want to get to the comics. Kind of the whole point of when we got into it to begin with. We wanted those characters, we wanted the representation, all that stuff. Not to say that The Unbeloved does not include representation, because we go back to Izanagi, even the fact that he's really looks like he's from Anu descent, or at least the Anu descended from him. That's kind of what we were still going for. And of course, Asian folk, Japanese folk, Chinese, what have you, are also people of color. So we definitely still wanted to include basically all sorts of representation. So anyway, catching back up to where we were in phase 1 of Midnight Comics, Tales from Midnight issue 1 dropped September 2021.
Right after.
Right after our 1 year in. So, but the cool thing, and we tell people this a lot about this, I think, is that when we initially came up with a lot of these characters, of course, in the background, still trying to get designs and stuff, but the initial design for Soul, the Gray, and Blue Morpho came about like November and December of 2020. And then those books were coming out. Well, this book came out September 2021. So like, again, what we usually tell people to kind of motivate them is like 6 months from concept of the original concept of the characters to actually having a story out. And then we also kind of doubling down on that same concept. It doesn't take a lot of pages to basically say to make a good story, because the Gray, who's on the cover right there, is the community's second favorite character.
It was 4 pages.
But it was only 4 pages long.
First book.
Right. So. And then we ended up
With more Unbeloved.
More Unbeloved. So, needless to say, this series is our longest running series. We have just kept it.
Did not come out that year. It came out the next year.
Yeah, it did come out the next year, March of 2022. We're not going to linger on Unbeloved. I think we talked at length about the Unbeloved, but we do meet the threats and the villains on that, and I really do like that issue because there's some intense beings. Yeah,
actually, the cover for every chapter gets
progressively better.
Really freaking more so cool.
Yeah,
and I love how Pam brings your vision, your sketch, and then takes it to a whole nother level.
Right, which goes back to
especially with this last one.
That's we're going to be announcing. Oh my god, fire!
Yeah, I didn't like the cover idea until
you saw
Pam did it.
Yeah,
at all.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, not at all. It was a good thought. It was a good idea.
It was a good idea. Yeah,
but I wasn't.
I think that was the first time you said, "We'll just see."
See how he does.
How he does it. Yeah. So I usually design the covers and stuff like that. I mean, I still do design the covers, but this was the first time that she was like, "I'm not sure about this one." Yes. All right. So moving into phase 2, and again, not to rush through this, but some of you guys have already seen this, and most of you guys have been following this journey the whole time.
Announcements you came here
but these aren't the announcements you came here for, right? So let's do this. Phase 2. Okay, like I love this because that even got progressively better. These trailers progressively got better.
You do better every year with that.
So, what did I say?
That you do?
Oh, I was like, one of the few things I get progressively better at. Jeez. So, as you guys saw, definitely some new faces and characters, stuff like that came about at this point in time. So, Dogma, we actually did an exclusive drop for at DreamCon. It was going to be part of Tales from Midnight 2, which it still ended up being a part of it. But we did a DreamCon exclusive where we sold it individually. So, July 15th is when that came about. Yeah. Now, again, I designed that with two. Now, the differences, I think, is I had it more close up on Kaya, where she was, still wiping. Like it was a more like she was standing up also. It was kind of closer.
This is essentially pretty much literally what you sketched.
Yeah. So freaking awesome. All right. Next, March 2023. So dang near a whole year later, we dropped Tales 2, which of course still included Dogma, but provided 2 other stories. Raven's Omen and The Last Day, which, if you remember, is what we talked about, was part of the original roster. And technically, Dogma used to be a story called The Cross, which used to be a story called
The Cross turned into Dogma and The Unbeloved.
Yeah.
It's kind of separated. We took some of the character names from that for The Unbeloved, some of the thought process for Dogma, different story elements went to different things.
Yeah. And then Soul. April 2023. So that next month we just started pumping stories out. So Soul 2 dropped. Huh? It felt like it. Well, it felt like it because it was just like the consistency, I think. Because stuff was getting done in the background, but just the consistency. So always getting done in the background. Then August 2023. So back to back again, pumping the stories out, right? So 2 more stories dropped
later.
2 books dropping 2 months later is massive. So the Gray and Edmani drop,
crossover Kickstarter that we did, and as of right now, that Kickstarter still holds the record for the most backers and money raised and all those things, and the only one to get a projects we love.
Okay, now that I was gonna say, technically, Soul made the most. I won financially. You won backer and Kickstarter getting projects we love. So anyway, but yeah, so that's when those 2 dropped. Which is our second and third top, based on the community's vote, top characters and stories that they want to see. So that's when that dropped, is August 2023. So now let's move into phase 3, which I really loved this trailer when we did this one. So here, I loved all. That joint was so hyped for no reason, bro.
Yes.
I absolutely loved it. So earlier this year, we dropped The Unbeloved. Man, I was so
love that
excited
cover.
to finally get this one
What else?
out.
I guess the volume cover isn't on here, huh?
The volume cover isn't
'Cause I
on
love
here.
the volume cover.
The volume cover is heat though. But yeah, this, oh my god, I was so ready to get this book out. So this was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And then August. Now this technically has been out if you've been to the conventions.
I say some people got to buy it early
Mm-hmm.
because yeah,
we
if
did.
you were at BlurredCon or DreamCon, then you were able to get it.
Yeah.
But it hasn't been officially released yet.
So here is, for those that haven't seen it yet, the cover for Soul Issue 3, and the reviews that we've gotten so far is everybody freaking loves it. Yeah. So what we are saying now, officially is
Soul Issue 3 is officially released August 2024.
Yes, just on time. Right. And so, yeah, you can actually right now go ahead and pick up your copy of Soul Issue 3, whether that's digital or physical.
Right.
It's available
on the website. www.midnightcomics.org. But wait, there's a lot more.
Yes, so we're finally at the part here.
Open another tab or something real quick, I guess.
Right.
If you want to go ahead and just put it in your cart.
Right. And then there should be a code too for a discount as well.
Yes, there is. The code is Midnight24, which is both an anniversary and a birthday code for Lloyd, whose birthday will be later this month.
Yes.
And this was a surprise, but when we recorded the video the first time, the surprise happened. And so he already knows now.
Kind of so that worked. That's okay. It's okay.
But so this code will be valid from now until August 27th, which is Lloyd's birthday.
Yeah. So
I say happy birthday, Lloyd.
It's okay. It's the thought that counts. So there it is. Definitely check it out. A lot of awesome reviews so far. But like she said, there is still plenty more, because the plan is next month we're going to be dropping the Gray issue 2. Talk a little bit. Yeah. I'd
like to thank Autumn, who was the cover artist on this one. I personally feel like she did amazing, especially once all the dressing and stuff was on there. I think you feel better now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I love this cover. I'm ready for this. I'm really hyped for this. I hope everyone else is hyped for this. Everyone who's read The Gray for the first time this year is just like, oh, wait, when is the next book coming out? I'm excited. So, well, now you know. September.
Yes.
Gray issue 2 is dropping officially. The code won't be active anymore, but I mean, Carrie,
should we set this up as a pre-order for them?
I mean, it's already on the site, so.
So what we'll do, if you want,
go ahead and start pre-ordering Gray issue 2
right,
or when it drops in September. Right now.
Yep. So there you have it. So Gray issue 2, and she shouted out Autumn for this cover, but I definitely forgot to shout out Gabriel Nisi, who did the artwork for Soul number 3.
Soul, both the interior and the cover. So
yes,
that cover art is the art in the entire book.
Yes.
And of course, Twin Shadow.
Well, it was Twin Shadow. Yeah. Tiger Salmon
now. He's changed his name several times. Is still the interior artist for the Gray, and I doubt that's changing anytime soon because I love it.
No, not at all. So moving on, we are going to move. Well, we have I was going to do another book announcement. I apologize.
See, you lost. You forgot the order of your things.
We started talking about the books. I got excited because I know we got some other stuff.
So of course, if you know,
right,
1 year ago, we gave you guys the cast for our, at the time, brand new audio drama called Midnight Adventures, which takes the world of DC Universe Online and puts our characters in that world as the created character, and allows them essentially to kind of just roam around and do all the missions and stuff. So we hired voice actors to actually voice all the different characters, ours and DC characters. And this weekend, not just the
weekend.
Yeah, I don't know. So
sorry, do you all?
The what do we call that first episode?
The prologue.
The prologue has been out for a minute, but as of today, episodes 1 and 2. I said today. Yeah, today. Episodes 1 and 2 will be dropping for you guys to listen to. And of course, I would love to shout out the amazing audio engineer that has also been working on this, and that is
Will be watching.
Will be watching.
Which, if that name is familiar, you'll know from Blurred's Eye View. Speaking of Blurred's Eye View, you've also got Chris Fury as Batman on here, and you got Kira Brown as the Gray. So major shouts out there for sure.
We got a lot of Blurred's Eye View in here because they're awesome.
Yeah.
And also, of course, if you noticed on our anniversary, we also shouted out Will as being part of our interns now. He is our lead blog and content writer on the website right now. And that's exciting. Yeah.
So shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody that helped out with Midnight Adventures. Prologue's out. 1 and 2 is out. Definitely give it a listen. Let us know what you think. And stay tuned for more episodes. Next up, we have Indie Breakdown.
Yes.
So this, if you guys aren't familiar with Indie Breakdown is a show where we break down your favorite indie comic book characters' power, stats, and abilities and get them ready for an indie versus matchup. You guys know that already. We've done 3 seasons. Technically, it was 2.5, but the 3rd season was shorter because we wanted to get some people that were part of the Epiphany engine included.
Episodes are still releasing.
Yeah.
And while we're on
the topic,
we're on the topic of podcasts, of course, we know I have Melanin Minds, which is a show all about spreading light on Black women specifically who are in the comic book and manga space. And of course, season 3 for me is also finishing up right now. But I wasn't going to say this yet until we started recording season 4.
I don't know anything about this.
You should. But I actually want to say that I'm getting a new co-host. Thank the Lord.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And that co-host is Ty of Black and Culture. And I'm so excited for us to get started because we have a blast when we talk, okay? Like when I say we've been on the phone for 2 hours just talking about nothing before, I'm not exaggerating. I might be underestimating. So us having a podcast, we're probably going to have to make sure we behave so that it doesn't go too long. So we're going to have so much fun.
So I feel bad because I literally put a slide in for Melanin Minds, and I was just like, well, no, she does that as her own separate thing. So maybe I should take it off. I don't know. And now I feel bad. So I apologize, but I'm excited about that because, they do be on the phone just chopping it up, and I love that. So
I'm mad because I was like, I could have put the new the thing on there and stuff, but y'all will see that.
That's okay.
Y'all will see that when season 4 starts.
There you go.
Which is next year. It will start in January.
And
I've already got some guests lined up too, but it won't just be guests every episode now because I got somebody to play.
Bounce off of, right. So, to end off the conversation about podcast stuff here, we do want to also bring up the fact, to transition still on Indie Breakdown really quick. Yeah, I fubbed that. But we are going to be doing Indie Breakdown trivia really soon. We do want to have it as a card game. We did premiere it during K-Wave weekend.
I was going to say, so if you enjoyed the trivia during K-Wave, or if you enjoyed the trivia this morning, then this is a whole new level to that.
So we'll start obviously with Midnight Comics characters and then extend that slowly through I can talk
You can talk.
to other indie comic book creators, because we definitely believe that visibility is key in this game. And so why not use our platform to help others that are trying to create these characters or have already been creating these characters, and let's put some spotlight on them and get people to really delve in and dive into
Which is partially
other's
a big
characters.
point of indie breakdowns
Mhm.
and Melon Minds and
What we're reading.
and a lot of stuff we do is because we want other people to be seen,
Mhm.
because that's kind of the point, is
Right.
to help each other out, lift each other up. And then of course the other point of indie breakdown is Lloyd's a professional instigator, and he likes putting people in versus match and breaking down characters, and he has fun with it. So hey,
So there it
I'm
is.
not mad at you.
So we're going to move over to
Welcome back to Midnight Comics. I'm Natasha,
And I'm Lloyd.
and today we are starting a new series.
What we're reading. What's going on, everybody? I'm Lloyd.
Everybody, I'm Lloyd.
I'm Lloyd. What's going on, everybody? I'm Lloyd.
Everybody, I'm Lloyd. Yeah, Lloyd.
And I'm Natasha. I'm Natasha. And I'm Natasha. And it's Natasha.
What?
And I'm Natasha. Natasha. And I'm Natasha.
With
Midnight Comics.
Midnight Comics.
Midnight Comics.
Midnight Comics.
And welcome back. Welcome. This is
Welcome back
Back to another episode.
back to
to
another episode of
What
we're reading.
What we're reading.
To what we're reading.
What
we're reading.
What we're reading.
What we're reading. We're reading. And yes, we are finally back. Brand new books, whole bunch of different books. So definitely brand new setup. So yes, here we are finally back again with the episode what we're reading. And
Today we're reading.
So I almost loved it, but yes.
So speaking of what we're reading.
Yeah, right.
What we're reading is back Saturdays on Midnight Comics on Midnight Comics YouTube channel, where every Saturday we pick a different indie
Mhm.
comic book that we read and we talk about it.
Yep.
We only talk about books we like. So it's not a review show, even though it has a review format. It's not a review show because if we're talking about the book, it means we
We
enjoyed
enjoyed it.
the book and we
Mhm.
want you to pick it up.
Yep. So there you have it. No, I don't think I need to even
No,
try to
you don't
reiterate
always need to
everything.
you don't even always need words.
Don't always
You
need
don't
the
always
words.
need to have something to say.
So obviously you guys are familiar with the logo, but one of the things that we haven't talked about is one, there's two phases to it. And second,
Like the moon.
like the moon, then well, there's multiple phases, but
I meant as in more than
more than one. I see. Sorry. So we never really talked about the meaning of the logo or where the inspiration and stuff for it came from. So here's a biblical quote that pretty much summed it up and inspired this. The sun will turn into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord comes. So if you guys remember the initial kind of when we talked about some of the inspirations of Midnight Comics and what we wanted.
What happens when darkness comes? What happens when the end of the world comes?
comes.
What happens when everything seems hopeless?
Who's gonna
Who
rise
from
and
those ashes?
right.
All the heroes are.
If you remember,
gone.
midnight, we're X amount of minutes away from midnight, doomsday clock, that whole thing, that feel that, again, trying to find hope within a hopeless situation, stuff like that is kind of where Midnight Comics spawned from. And you remember when we talked about not liking the ending to Naruto, we're like, if they lost, they still got everything they wanted. Yeah, the ending is grim, but it's happy in a twisted sense as well. Don't be afraid of stakes in your story and the villain winning every now and again. And so all of that kind of stemmed from.
Ending. There's not always a happy ending.
Right.
And that's realistic.
Right. So with that being said, we want to introduce you guys to the next phase of Midnight Comics. This here is
our new logo.
It will not be
It is not
replacing. It will not be replacing the old logo.
This is
However,
a secondary
Mhm.
logo.
And this is going to basically be what's in lieu. It's going to take the place of it only in the sense of the types of stories that you'll
is
see
totally
this on.
seen, right?
Those darker, post-apocalyptic, kind of really grittier stories. That's where you'll see this logo. So you know what to expect if you see this darker logo. And here's the inspirational quote behind that one. Immediately after the stress of those days, the sun will be darkened and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky and the heavenly bodies will be shaken. And so I love the little addition of like the stars kind of like racing or falling, what have you, like that. That was placed in there. And again, that kind of connectivity with the old logo and stuff like that. But there it is. There it is. That is so.
Secondary logo for Midnight.
And now we are moving into phase 4, which of course has the new logo behind it.
Which of course has the new logo behind it because a lot of these newer stories are going to be utilizing that new logo.
And
so to start off,
As we start
I
off every phase, here is what to expect from phase 4 of Midnight Comics. So, what?
It's like,
Oh.
I didn't realize you switched this. I was like, what happened to the screen?
Oh, no.
So first and foremost, the Gray issue 3 is, I mean, practically done.
Right.
This is not the cover, but
That's all it's missing is the
it's
cover.
done. Yeah, we just need to get a cover done. Gray issue 3 is done. To be fair, when it comes to writing, Gray issue 10 is done. We'll see how we decide to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
very excited. Yeah. This is my favorite character.
Might
A lot
be
of you guys
early
know
next
this is
year.
it.
That's
So
what
yeah,
he's saying.
placeholder early next year, but we'll see. We'll see. That depends on you guys. It depends on how the pre-order goes for Gray 2, and then we'll figure,
I think
and
a
we'll
lot of
release
these
according to
dates
that.
these days will be very dependent now upon how well sales go, honestly.
Mhm.
To be completely blunt and forward and honest and open, like it's going to be all right, who's buying, what are the sales doing,
Mhm.
to say when should we
Release
do this
the
next
one.
project.
Yeah. Because one story that we really do want to work on though is Blue Morpho, but
really
that kind of
Blue
is on the
Morpho
back
done,
burner
but
because we
again,
know what it is you guys like, and so if we're gonna keep doing
crazy
that,
enough, a lot of people do want to see Blue Morpho.
That's
really
true.
Get a lot of that.
We should do a new poll.
Someone I need find us the right artist. That's
we'll put
need
out a
that
poll.
very old school
Gritty
art style,
feel.
that gritty old school. Like if you've seen or if you've looked up the Butterfly since we've been talking about her, kind of like how it was drawn in her original comics. We're looking for that kind of art style, but maybe toned down a little bit so it works with color.
Yeah. So y'all are hearing this here first, then I guess. If you are an artist or know an artist that might meet that kind of criteria or art style, look up the Butterfly. Or even that first issue of Butterfly or Blue Morpho was decent. We needed a little more grittier than that. But look up the Butterfly, look up that art style. If you think you can pull it off or know about somebody that could pull it off, let us know, and then we can discuss further. Now, we have a new story. Tasha's excited about this one.
We're excited now. And I know some other people who are excited because they got, if you were at BlurredCon or watched the BlurredCon live stream, then you heard a little bit about this story where the main character is Maya, who was a non-binary character, and is going around kicking butt and taking names. I can only say so much. Maya is more like a Robin Hood-esque character. So there's that part. In this more futuristic, Afro-futurism kind of looking world. Yeah. And so we really wanted to reflect that in this cover, which is amazing. Yeah. Why are you not showing the cover?
I missed the cue. I'm sorry, I missed the cue. There it is.
So yes, Dreamweaver, issue 1. I'm really hyped.
Yeah, I'm hyped for this one. And of course, as you guys noticed, the new logo's on there. Yes. Some of the graphics might change a little bit, but the logo, this will be the first story that has that logo on it. And some of the familiar stories that fit the bill of what that logo represents, you'll
Mhm.
see that shift and change soon too. So if you already have, say, the Unbeloved, which spoke of a post-apocalyptic story, that's shifting to this new logo as well. So
Yes.
if you have it with the original logo and the original logo, then like you guys got collector's items now, because that's going to change from this point.
And of course, if you've seen posts about Maya specifically and been wondering, what's up with this character? Well, here you go. Now you see the story that they're going to be in. You've got your cover for issue 1. And now it's ready to get done. I'm excited. I love this cover so much. Thank you to
Sebastian.
Yes.
Ian
Sebastian. Yeah. Which, if y'all don't know, is one of the artists that works on Luna. So amazing artist.
Yeah. And so definitely ready to get this in full swing. You can look forward to that spring of next year, placeholder date, maybe sooner, maybe slightly later. But next up,
something we brought up last year, and I guess we haven't really given much updates.
Yeah.
We did release the official poster / cover photo, but that's about all we really
so
said
we had to switch artists. We had an artist for this project. We had to switch out, so it definitely set the timeline back for this. But the artist that we found for this,
of course,
oh my gosh, absolutely phenomenal. Craze Kai
is the artist. Also did the cover. So the promo poster you saw, this picture here, if you've seen it, if you have it from DreamCon, this is the cover.
Yeah,
done by Craze Kai. All the interior art we done by Craze Kai, and we're so excited because we love her art so much. Ever since we met her at DreamCon 2 years ago.
Yeah, right. Facts. So yeah, this story is still coming. For those that don't know what it is, God Hand is about a young lady who's in the middle there, Masako, who's a half Black, half Japanese woman who was trying to find her identity in 1960s Japan and joins the most dysfunctional Sentai team you have ever seen.
So if you haven't figured it out yet, this is a Super Sentai story.
Right.
And if you don't know what Super Sentai is, it's Power Rangers.
Right.
Or at least what Power Rangers, the genre Power Rangers falls under.
Right.
So really excited to really get this going. So I don't think I have anything
else to say
other than that looks so cool.
And so boom, yeah, there we go. So moving on from God Hand, we have Soul. So cover's not done, obviously not final cover. This was actually the test page, the first test page that Gabriel Nisi did for Soul, and it was for issue 4 of Soul.
Yep.
A lot happening here, but you need to read 3 to catch up to what's going on here. I'm very excited for this issue because there is.
It still doesn't really tell you what's going on. You might know who's in the picture.
Yeah, you'll know who's in the picture.
Especially considering that if you haven't read the book and you've seen the promo, we read issue 3, but you've seen promo pictures for issue 3. You're like, yo, that guy.
Who's Buddy right
back there?
Right.
Yeah.
I got questions.
Images and the cover showed him.
That's true.
But you're like, that didn't look like they was
right.
It was cool.
So what's really going on? But yeah, this issue is going to be such a tone shift. Such a tone shift for the story of Soul. So yeah, but I'm very excited for what's to come in this issue because we're talking about tone shift. Yeah,
the tone definitely shifts.
Like, yeah, we fought Anubis. Yeah, we saw him fight, a soul devourer and stuff like that. But like the weight of everything is felt here. The collateral damage is felt here. It's going to be a rough issue,
and it's not really going to get better.
And it does not get better from there. So there is that for Soul issue 4 coming real soon. Again, Gabriel Nisi will be returning to do the artwork for this story. So next up, a very special announcement here. One that has been in the works for quite some time. Quite some time. So without further ado, the story Realm of Torment that's coming soon, not only from Midnight Comics.
And if you were really paying attention on the little trailer, you might have caught it.
But it didn't show the logo of who will be helping us.
But it showed both characters.
It did show both characters. So without further ado, this is not the final cover either. This is the final image. But the dressing and stuff, here is Realm of Torment, a story that's going to be done by us here at Midnight Comics and Concrete Comics. So Kaya and Zuriel. So both of those characters are demon hunters in their own respective right. And so it only made sense that if we were going to have any characters cross over, why not the demon hunters, right? And so to give a short synopsis, if you would, of the story, in every multiverse, the one constant is hell, right? And so there's an entity who is trying to control and harness the power of a multiversal hellscape, and that is the realm of torment. And these two are the only ones that realize that there is something going on. So there you have it. There's the short version I can say at the moment without spoiling. And yeah, there's Kaya from Dogma and Zuriel from Zuriel Concrete Comics. So very excited about this story. It's been in the works for a sec, but this image, but it's really nice. You can kind of see the bad guy in the background, at least his eyes glowing and stuff like that. Again, not final cover. We'll have the dressing and stuff a little better off, but I'm very excited for this story. And stay tuned. Next up. Next up.
Say cause what?
Cause
what?
I have no idea. So next up, I think it's the last one, but as you always, there's always going to be another unbeloved book that's dropping. There's always an unbeloved book. There's at least one a year is happening. Point blank. And so here is the cover reveal for the next unbeloved book. If you guys,
the cover I didn't like at first.
This is the one she didn't like at first.
Before it got drawn.
Yeah. By Pan. Wow. I had to specify. She said, I didn't like your drawing. It was a good idea.
I just wasn't seeing.
She didn't see the vision. It's okay. It's okay. This is that working together behind the scenes part that y'all don't normally get to see. She was like, it's garbage. I don't like it. Come up with something. I'm joking. I'm joking.
That definitely did not happen like that. I said, I don't know. I was like, I get what I get what we're going for. I did.
She hated it.
But I just don't see it. It's not working for me. Let Pan sketch it out and let me see what it looks like. And then I'll let you know.
And sure enough,
the sketch was amazing. So hey.
And there it is. So as you guys can see, if you've read Unbeloved at all, and you saw chapter 1, the ending of that, then this is a very familiar character that has returned here, and not exactly how we left, or maybe exactly how we left him, if you can see his neck. So very excited about this. It's not looking too good for Izanagi. The characters in the Unbeloved are not catching a break because everything is just boom, 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 back to back. And
we love to torture these characters as much as Flash writers and Spider-Man writers like to torture them.
Yeah, like even though we're writing this, or I'm writing this one, I'm scared at what's going to happen to these characters. I'm
scared of what's going to happen next that I'm going to write to them.
Like, yeah, it's never going to be good. Now, this is technically not the final cover either, because as stated previously, the Unbeloved books, because of the type of story they are, because it's a post-apocalyptic, a darker, or grittier story, we're going to put that newer logo on it to really.
Which, to be fair, for Realm of Talent, probably also the logo for our side.
Yeah, probably. So there you have it. I think that's all of the book reveals, but there is an announcement.
All the big reveals that are on
the lineup.
The lineup for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That got things.
Yeah.
Pictures.
Right.
Wait, no. We're missing a book.
We are missing a picture. It was not included in this one, but we will.
Trailer.
It was in the trailer. However, we do have
pictures of the trailer.
Yeah. Okay, that's facts. But we'll tell them about the one that you're most excited about.
Did you put the logo in there?
No, because it's not done. So one of those stories, really quick. One of those stories, we'll get to hers in a second, that she's really excited about.
Wow. We brought up both of these. I just don't like the way you said that.
I apologize. You're really excited about the other one?
I'm excited about this one too. Very excited. It's beautiful.
Okay, I'll take it. So the story that's about to pop I pumped it. I'm sorry, guys. But so the next story that's going to be coming out, yes, another new story, is going to be a story called
we just
House.
Don't know how to keep ourselves in check.
No, not at all.
There's others that we haven't announced yet because it's not time yet.
It's not. It was barely time for this one. Not even going to lie. But when we saw this artist, we were just like, he's the one. He's the chosen one. So without further ado, we're introducing you to the very first image, test page, whatever that's out there. Promo art.
Because I mean, it's beautiful.
It is so beautiful. For our story, House of Gods. Man, all the different celestial beings and stuff that are out there, all kind of sitting on a committee, if you would, listening to this guy talk. So some of this, again, this is a test page because some of these are going to change. But imagine basically that House of Gods crumbling.
This is more like the off-screen image that's not in the actual comic.
Right, facts. Oh my gosh, the level of deity and
Look at that
beings
beautiful back. Just to the
that are going to
sky.
be in this, pulling from every culture, lore, religious text, everything, all congregating in one spot.
Mhm.
And the long and short of it, I think I can say this comfortably.
If
House
not,
of Gods
edit it
follows.
out.
House of God follows a rebellion of the deities, the
Yeah.
war in the heavens, all of that. And so what is the outcome of that and what comes after? That's what you're getting in House of Gods. Everybody has this idea of how they would maintain order and structure, right? How they would shape the world in their image.
Mhm.
But after the dust settles, depending on who wins in this battle, what comes after?
Mhm.
What is their ideal world, and how do they work together now that they have not necessarily gotten what they want, but they have started making moves to achieve their goals? How do they work together and still accomplish their own goals? Find out how these
Do they?
deities act. Do they find out how these deities react and basically go about their time in House of Gods?
Logo coming soon.
Logo coming soon.
Probably a few days after this.
Right.
What? So you're not working on this with me?
I mean, I am working on this one with you, but like, this is the one for you. Like the way your face lights up when you talk about this one. I don't think you realize how excited you are for this story.
Dude, do you understand me as a kid and as a writer when I first started writing?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
moving on to the next announcement for a story that is mostly concept and stand-in logo, not final.
Not final logo, but that's okay.
Yet.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how hard I worked on it.
Oh.
So the next story we want to talk about is called Sundown, a mystery noir comic. I think that pretty much speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a mystery noir.
There is a different method of writing that we're taking with this story.
Very different.
Like, so first off, obviously we work together on these stories, right? We write our own stories. What? Anyway, so we work together on these, but like there's some stories like Admani is hers, Unbeloved is mine, Soul's mine, Grace, or so on and so forth. But like Dreamweaver, we're doing together, like actually writing and scripting together. Yes. Like this one, however,
writing together.
We're writing together.
The way it's going to be done is going to be
very
interesting,
unique.
But
it takes me, I was gonna say it takes me back to when me and Kurt wrote The Pandemic. That's
what I was thinking.
Where
except still kind of different from that.
Yes. We got to a point in writing that story where it's like I'm writing chapter 1, he's writing chapter 2, and it flowed. There's gonna be something like that. Kind of. Where it's going to take both of us and then working separately together. It is gonna be, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. There we go. Yeah. I started talking too much because that could have been spoiling it. Anyway.
But I will say it is a married couple who are detectives who were trained by the legendary Ace Harlow.
Yes. So, of course, we utilized the butterfly in the past, which means we do have a little bit of knowledge on public domain, which we could talk about that in a little bit. And we wanted to take another Black public domain character and bring them, at least mention them, pay homage to those characters, and then continue it through our own original character. So again, like you said, married couple trained up in the art of private investigating and stuff like that by Ace Harlem, and they're sent out on their first, well, I won't necessarily say first gig,
no, but first at all.
Isn't their first rodeo?
Probably their most difficult.
Yes,
so far.
So one of the things that I think I'm really excited about when we get to writing this, like we know how each other works. We started playing those hunter killer games.
Yeah.
And so it was just like we had these different mindsets diving into it. And it's like, well, what about this? And what about that? And so we walking around the room, sitting there, just spread this stuff out, just like
right here. This lets us know exactly how the characters in the story would be.
Right.
So of course, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a detective.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my big things I wanted to be. I mean, the teacher thing happened because my mom was a teacher. The nurse thing happened because my grandma was a nurse. I could never do nursing. No power to all of them. I think I went from teacher to nurse to detective for the longest amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, writer and actress were the two that I stuck with. And then those were the two that I stuck with.
Yeah.
Actually, the two that I stuck with. And so as a writer and actress, I was like, I need to at least write a mystery, be it a mystery or something like that. And so because of that, I own several. Clue was my favorite game growing up. I own several like mystery whodunit type board game party games. And so this is definitely a full circle moment for me.
Yeah.
For sure. To be now writing a mystery noir comic book.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun.
It's going to be really fun. And y'all, there's nothing, you can't really predict what's going to happen in it.
Nope,
It's going
we
to
can't.
We're not going to be able to either. So
That may sound confusing.
That may sound confusing, but
it's going to be fun.
Once it comes out, you're going to be like, ah.
So when are those two coming? We don't know. We just wanted to announce that they exist.
Yes, that will probably be something that's in 2026, if we're being completely honest.
Sundown, for sure.
Sundown, for sure. House of Gods.
Maybe after that.
Because of the scale, and you guys saw the artwork, because of the scale of that story, that's not going to be a 20-something page book. That's definitely going to be
it's going to be
easily.
It'll be our first graphic novel.
Yeah, that's easily going to exceed 100 pages, so it's going to take time. But Oz, the artist that's going to be working on that, we've already had discussions, stuff like that. He's going to do a phenomenal job. He's done fan art piece. You might have seen the Soul picture going around, so he is definitely on board, likes what we have going on, and is very excited about this story. He has the feel that we're looking for that. But anyway, neither here nor there. That will we somehow revert back to House of Gods instead of Sundown. That's another thing that we're looking for. We don't have an artist for Sundown, so
do mystery noir style.
Right. So two things: we need an artist for the Blue Morpho, and we need an artist for Sundown. Priority Blue Morpho, but if we could find a noir style artist for Sundown that could draw Black people. That's key. Don't mean to emphasize that too terribly long, but that's absolutely key. We absolutely need that. So please send them our way, or if you're them, message us, DM us, all that good stuff. Email us. There we go. Let's keep it professional. Email us, midnightcomics1@outlook.com. So that is it for all of the story releases. We did bring up public domain just a second ago. I don't have a cool graphic or anything like that for that.
This rest of the stuff.
No.
That's okay.
Right, and that's right. That's okay. Look at these handsome and beautiful people. What's that? What was the face? The squint, are you sure about that?
Disagreeing with you. You're very so. Anyway, we of course have been talking about this public domain course.
This is what's this behind the scenes working together
for the longest time. Shut your face. And so,
public domain. There we go. I threw her off. There we go. So what? So public domain. This okay. That was the second one was my fault. So public domain. When we talk about public domain, we do have a masterclass. Masterclass is the free version. It's available on our website right now. So if you want to be able to utilize a public domain character like we did, the Butterfly, or even Ace Harlem coming up soon,
there's the free masterclass coming soon, and then there's also the full course on our website.
That's on our website right now. So definitely check that out. Learn more about the public domain, what all it entails, the characters that are coming to the public domain, and again, how you can safely use them. We're not lawyers or anything like that. Of course, we got to throw that out there every single time. So still,
is also in that course.
And it's in that course as well. We're giving you all the information that we learned and the process that we went through so that you have a good kind of first step into the process. Again, legally, still make sure to, cross the T's, dot your I's, and all that other stuff.
And that is, of course, in our Midnight.
The Midnight Domain, yes.
Midnight Domain, which also has our other stuff where we do consultations, and we also do character and story development coaching, where we coach you throughout your entire story if you need us.
Yep.
So all those things are there. And of course, also editing services, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Check out the Midnight Domain. Also, we have a group, which is kind of like a Patreon, but it's on our website.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, you join, there is a monthly fee, just like on Patreon, and you will get exclusive access to everything we used to provide on our Patreon.
Right. So why should we send you out to a different website when we can bring you here? Right.
That's home.
Right.
MidnightComics.org is home.
Yes. So
you sign up for our mailing list, you will also get an invite to join the group.
Yep. And of course, if you haven't already, somehow, and you haven't signed up for the mailing list, sign up for the mailing list so you can get a free copy of Soul Issue 1 digitally. And it only takes about 2 minutes to send to you. So definitely do that. Do it as soon as you can, because that book is going to be changing soon, as we're going to be changing to the Blue Morpho, because we want more people to get excited about the Blue Morpho story. So check that out. Blue Morpho will be the free story coming up in September. So definitely check that Soul Issue 1 out now before it's gone. For free anyway. It'll be on the website. There's no worry there. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. This is I guess no. Children. Again, y'all wanted to see what it was like in the background for us. You guys hear them in the background. But we have another trip down memory lane, I suppose, and to end the video off. Was there anything else that you wanted to say before we got to that point, though?
Guys, it's year 4, and we want to thank everyone who's been rocking with us for the past 4 years or the past 3 years, or honestly, just in general. If you found us and you've been rocking with us, thank you. And spread the word. Sign up for the mailing list. Spread the word. Tell everybody about all the things, because we're trying to be very much more business minded moving forward.
Yeah.
And so now that means a lot of releases and things are really going to depend on business and how business goes. Not that business is bad.
Right.
I don't think business has ever been bad, but it could be better.
Yeah.
And we could do better.
Yeah.
And we're always striving to do better. So.
Yep. So with that being said, things aren't going to slow down, but what happens, like she said, is truly dependent on this awesome community that we have here. Again, just to kind of mimic Tasha, thank you guys for allowing us to be here and provide you guys with awesome comic books and manga for the last 4 years. And we look forward to obviously bringing you so much more in the coming months and years. And then so much more. Our Google Drive is.
There's more stories in the Google Drive that we know that we're going to be working on at some point that we've never talked about.
Yeah.
Things that have been sitting in there for 4 years.
Yeah. So plenty. There, creatively.
We're always creating. You may guys not always get it, but there's always stuff happening.
There's always something getting written, created in the background here at Midnight Comics. So thank you guys so much. I would attempt to shout everybody and their mama out, but we'd be here for a whole nother 30 minutes to an hour.
The Lord knows our hearts, and we appreciate every single person who has ever helped us, given us advice, loved on us, given us our flowers, interviewed us, just been
everything
here for us.
And all y'all know exactly who y'all are.
Exactly.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah. So without further ado, we're going to end the video. And again, we're going to take another trip down memory lane, which will include our origin story, if you would, or just seeing us from the beginning up until really now. We're almost now. Almost now. So anyway.
I have the last year on there yet.
Gotcha.
Maybe I did by now.
Who knows? So anyway, thank you guys again. And we will, no, that's not what we said. Remember, until next time, everybody, midnight is coming. She finally said the thing.
All right, how's it going, everybody? Lloyd Jones here, and we officially have an Instagram page for Midnight Comics. As we get closer and closer to the Unbeloved coming out, we start pushing things out. each other.
Yes, sir.
Moderate should have beat everybody.
So say, I can't fuck with Barrett.
The powers my exobytes are gathering.
When you put us in the room. That's right.
We celebrate in Atlantis Midnight Comics. This family-owned indie comic and manga publisher.
Talk to one of my good friends from Midnight Comics. Been following them for a while. We're gonna go ahead and switch over to this. What's going on, everybody? Lloyd Jones, Midnight Comics here.
Of checking out both of these copies here, and the artwork amazing, the story amazing.
So we interviewed Lloyd last year, but tell us what's going on now. What have you been working on?
Yeah, so since last year, we've actually added 2 new books to the roster.
What is happening? Tell us that, bro. Where are you at, Lonzo? What we doing?
Welcome to the first episode of
Midnight.
Dreamtime was a whole movie.
I have a novel posted, but didn't have comics.
That is my absolute favorite character.
It's really
Yo, praise the Lord. It's finished. The Hunchback of Wars. All right, y'all show going down. All right. Slow down. We are 104. What are we doing?